This is the story of the oldest and possibly most expensive jeans ever sold at live auction. Last weekend at an event called Durango Vintage Festivus in Durango, Colorado, October 2nd, 2022, a pair of jeans sold, a pair of Levi's jeans sold for $76,000. $76,000. These jeans right here. I'm going to give you the full story of how this went down, what I know about these jeans, and everything in between. So stay tuned here to learn why these sold for so much potentially. Brit Eaton, denim hunter, mine digger. He goes through mines to find old denim and old vintage antique clothing. Decided to throw an event called Durango Vintage Festivus. This event was touted as the Woodstock of the vintage world, a 3-day extravaganza with vintage selling, the Denim Olympics, the live auctions, round table talks, and all kinds of fun stuff at the Tico Time Resort in New Mexico, right on the border of Colorado near Durango. Now, I was there myself. It was a fun time. Saw lots of great people. If you want to know more about that event, I'll put a link down below to another podcast we did about that event, but this is just about the jeans and that sale, okay? So as part of the event, there was live auctions. On the final night of the auctions, which was Saturday night, October 2nd, a pair of jeans, which is this pair of jeans right here. I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen anyway. This is the auction catalog of all the items in the event. This pair of jeans was the last item on the docket, okay? Obviously the most rare, expensive piece, so they would run it last through the auctions, okay? But I will mention some other things that sold. There was a lot of things that sold in the auction, probably a couple hundred items all told. But one notable piece was the most expensive one-legged jean ever sold at live auction, which is this piece right here. Duck canvas or duck denim, Levi's buckleback one pocket pants or jeans, whatever you want to call them. These sold for, I think if I remember correctly, $11,000. Now, why would someone buy a one-legged pair of pants, you might ask? This is not about so much something you're gonna wear. It's not about clothing you're gonna put in your closet and wear to work. This is about clothing that has antique value, historical value, value to collectors, value to design, value in the fact that it's just history of clothing in general, history of Americana. Levi's, let's do a little quick history of Levi's. Levi's began in the late 1800s, 1880s, I believe, and it started as a outfitter for miners going north. The company started in San Francisco, and miners would stop in on their way north to the gold rush. A lot of people went all the way north to Alaska, and they needed heavy-duty gear. Before jeans were created, everybody was wearing slacks made of wool, made of linens. They did not hold up for real hard work. Denim was a revolutionary fabric that worked great for mining, for one thing, but also for farm work, for military in certain cases, for anything heavy-duty, anything really work-related where you needed to put some hard day's work into your clothing. So Levi's started as a dry goods distributor for miners, like I said, and then it became really focused on denim and producing clothing for workwear, cowboys, and miners, okay? Now, this duck denim buckleback, it says here 1875 to 1883. Okay, so there you go. Levi's was around in the 1870s. So this was probably one of the earliest pairs. This is the earliest pair maybe known of a duck canvas jean. Even though it is one-legged, it's still a representation, shows all the detailings of Levi's from that time period. It was a big moment. A couple people in the room had said, notable collectors had said, it's the most expensive one-legged pair of jeans ever sold, okay? I'm gonna roll some tape here of the live auction, some clips from it, just so you can see, then I'll get back to the story.
All right, guys, let's go. Auction time. All right, guys, we have an opening bid of $28,000 online. Do I have 29? I have 29. Do I have 30? We're going to jump into 50. Do we have 55? We have 55. Can we jump to 60? 60,000, 60,000. The reserve is 65,000, so let's go with it. If you're on the reserve, come on, man. You know. Come on, 65,000. 65,000.
Yeah, put him
6250. 6250. Come on, one more time for me. 6250. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 6250. 6250. 6250. 6250. Come on, 6250. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, one more time, please. The Met will call you and pay you more than that tomorrow. All right, 65,000. 65,000. We have $70,000. We have $70,000. 6750. We have $67,000. We have $67,000. You jumped to 70. You have $71,000. $71,000 here. 71,000. Come on, guys. We have 74,000. 75. You gotta go up one more time. We have $75,000. 76. When you're up in this kind of range, it's $1,000. Come on, 76. 76. 76. 76. 76. All right, guys, we have a bid for $75,000. Anybody give me $76,000?
Who's at 75?
Here's 75 up front with me.
I love you, Mom.
Can we get $76,000? Will anybody give me $76,000 for these beautiful, beautiful, once-in-a-lifetime pair of jeans to own? These are the rarest jeans on earth. $76,000. All right, guys, we're gonna give a fair warning. Going once. Okay, bid. I didn't see you bid. I'm sorry. Oh my God, 76,000. 77.
What's these dinky increments you got?
When I'm working for a bid for you, man, let me work for a bid for you. Alrighty, guys, we're going once, going twice, and we're sold for $76,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you! Cause it's a festival! It's a festival!
Okay, so this pair of jeans, I believe they were saying 1880s, but I believe they were from 1893. 1893 buckleback jeans, okay? Let's talk about the details here. First, actually, I'll talk about where they were found. Brit Eaton was the owner of these jeans. He's the one who threw the event, and they were his jeans that he auctioned off. Now, he was saying that he is not the finder of these jeans. He bought them off somebody, and he obviously was kind of talking about how it was a heated transaction, and I'm sure it was because these are super rare. The person he bought them off probably didn't want to sell them, and Brit probably had to work very hard to obtain these jeans. Now, he bought these jeans from Mike Harris, his good friend, and also another miner of jeans who goes digging for crazy antique artifacts of the gold rush in physical gold mines. Now, I went back on Mike Harris's Instagram, and it's showing that he had these jeans all the way back in February 18th, 2017. Here's some pictures of him posting on his Instagram back in 2017, these same jeans. Mike Harris has an amazing book out. You guys can all go buy. Here's a picture of it. It's called Denim of the Wild West, History. Now, or Jeans of the Wild West, a History. Now, this guy is a real, a real digger, real picker, real, archaeologist, a denim archaeologist. That's the real term for it. He's a denim archaeologist. I'm an acquaintance with this person. I see him at lots of different vintage events. I wouldn't say we're friends or anything, but I am an acquaintance, and I have met him on numerous occasions. Don't really know much about him, to be honest. All I know is that he's passionate about this. This is not his full-time job. He's a painter by day, but he goes into mines. He scours the Wild West to find these antique artifacts, okay? He sold them to Brit Eaton, like I said, the man who threw the event, and they are the last piece up for auction in this denim and antique clothing auction. Here is some footage of the jeans close up that I took with some more details. Okay, I'm going to talk about the details of these jeans. Now, these jeans are 1880s to about 1893 date. They have a buckle back. They do not have belt loops. This is before people were wearing belt loops, okay? They have buttons for suspenders along the waistline. They have a linen tag. They have one pocket with the Levi's Art Couette on the back pocket. They have selvage. The selvage looks crazy. It's like a very thick selvage on the inside of the jeans. For those that don't know, selvage, denim was made only certain widths, so they would cut right to the end and use the selvage edge on the jeans. And the selvage was something that was just a byproduct of the way they were producing denim at the time period. But one way you can identify vintage jeans is through selvage. Also, these jeans have wax spots on them. You can see white spots all over the jeans. This is wax drippings from a miner's candle that he would put on his helmet. Originally, miners had candles on their helmets. Now, eventually they turned those candles into acetylene torches, I believe they're called, which was like a gas freaking flamethrower of a light on your head, which is a whole nother story. But in the early late 1800s mining, they were using candles on their head. So when you see denim with candle wax, you know it was from a mine. Obviously, these are like predecessors to the 501 XX. They had riveted back pockets. They had button fly. Just an amazing example of some of the earliest Levi's known to man. Some other things I've learned about these jeans is that there was only about 3 pairs ever found intact that are wearable. I don't think they're the most expensive pair ever sold. I believe a pair might have sold for up to $100,000 at some point, but that's a private buyer, not an auction sale. I do believe these are the most expensive jeans that have sold in an auction, a live auction. Now, the way this auction ran is they had it online so people around the world could bid against the people in the room. People in the room were bidding. Super exciting. If you've ever been to a live auction, you understand how exciting this is. People are bidding. It was kind of stalling out at around like 60,000. Then known bad boy Sam broke the reserve price, which was 65,000. Big up to Sam. He came in and threw that $65,000 bid. Then it was going between a design inspiration buyer, I forget her name, and Zip, and Golden State, Kyle of Golden State had partnered up. Apparently, I found out later, Golden State Kyle was 90% stakeholder in the bid. Zip was 10% stakeholder in the bid, and they were going to split it. Don't ask me how this all happened. I don't really know. I guess they're kind of friends, and they started to bid against this lady who was a former designer for Ralph Lauren and has her own archive for design. The bidding went on, and eventually landed at 76,000 USD. Winner bid was Golden State and Zip. Again, 90% Golden State stakeholder, 10% Zip. Something to note here is that these auctions, because there's an auction fee on top of that of 15%, they actually ended up paying closer to 90,000 USD once the fee was calculated in. Obviously, Brit, the owner of the jeans, got his 76,000, and the auction house got their 15%. Now, who knows what these guys are going to do with it? I believe that they're going to probably try to sell it pretty quick. They're probably going to try to find another buyer for this, make a few bucks on top of this. Now, we don't, like I said, I think a pair of jeans has sold for up to $100,000. The same version, same era denim has sold for up to $100,000 before. There is museums interested in buying this. Levi's may buy this back. You could find overseas buyers for this, collectors. We don't really know. There wasn't a lot of foreign buyers in attendance on this auction. So it's very hard to say what can go from here. But this is an historic event, making history. Brit came together with this whole event in this auction and really broke records in a lot of ways. Broke the mold of what an event can be, broke records with some of the sales of his pieces, brought light to like this true vintage denim world that I dabble in. You know, I'm a vintage dealer myself. I have a large company. I have vintage stores. I sell to collectors, all kinds of things. I wouldn't say I specialize in this thing at all. I've never had a pair of jeans this old, but I would know if they were that old when I found them. That's the important thing. So very exciting, very cool. Congrats to Golden State. Congrats to Zip. Congrats to Brit Eaton. And this was a very epic event for the denim world. And there you have it. The story of the $76,000 jeans that just sold at live auction. Follow me for more. Subscribe to this channel. Lots more vintage content on this channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Drew Heifetz. See you guys on the next one.